I feel like a lot of people are going to hate the experience of watching Hereditary and end the conversation there. For some people, they're going to be endlessly fascinated by it and want to discuss it forever. For me, I don't know, forever might not be long enough. Hereditary is a 2018 slow burn horror film from writer-director Ari Aster. This is his first feature film, and it stars Toni Collette, Alex Wolff, Gabriel Byrne, and Millie Shapiro, and it's about... Yeah, I'm not telling you anything. At all. This is a spoiler-free video, of course, but I don't even want to give you a plot outline. I don't want to show you a second of footage. Why? Because me personally, I hadn't seen a thing going into this film, and it amounted to a completely wild and unexpected experience that I want everyone out there that goes and sees this movie to have. If you need to watch a trailer, go look it up. I'm not going to show any of that here. I just want to say that you have been warned. Don't watch it. It shows too much. But where do I start with talking about this thing? Let's start basic and work our way up or down. First up, the cast is exceptional, particularly Toni Collette, who is kind of spearheading this whole thing. This is the best work I have ever seen her do. It is exceptionally challenging what she has to do in this role, and she really brings her A game. She's required to do a lot, not only emotionally, but physically as well. It really is a demanding role, and she's completely up to the challenge. Every single scene she delivers, and it feels authentic in a way that it's really hard to capture as an actor. It feels like there's years of history behind her character that she's consistently drawing from to get to those emotional places, and she just seems to nail every single one, to the point that there's actual scenes where the camera just goes kind of still and it's all on her. She has to carry the entire scene through just dialogue and the emotion she brings to it, and the fact she lands it every single time. This is easily the best performance I have seen this year, and it is going to be a hard one to top. This is outstanding, career-defining work from her. Alex Wolff's character is played almost exclusively for reactions, and he really brings his A game here because he's required to carry how we feel about certain scenes. You're going to kind of show it lensed from his perspective, and it's all about how he's reacting to things is going to build up the way that we feel. We're waiting to see what he's actually seeing, but he has to sell that moment first. He has to sell that reaction to kind of build it for us. It is incredibly challenging work to do that, especially for the length of time he is given to do certain things. We're really left to hold on him for a long time, and he is really, really stepping up to the challenge here in every way. The entire cast is up to the challenge. This is not easy material by any means. This is some of the most challenging horror material I have seen in a long time, and the cast makes it seem it's that kind of flawless approach to it where you get the director has done a fantastic job of bringing the best out of them, but everyone involved just feels like a really cohesive family unit. I really bought everyone. I really bought this whole family kind of spiraling out of control. So just fantastic work there from the entire cast, and of course the direction comes into that. So yeah, let's talk about Ari Aster's direction, because I talk about films quite often where you just know within a matter of seconds that you're in the hands of a director who has a vision, and it's just going to be a case of watching them deliver. There's no doubt that it's going to be incredible. Ari Aster does that with Hereditary. Pretty much straight away, you know that this is going to be confident and creative storytelling, and Aster never lets that slip for a second. It really feels like every element of this film is working together so as not to overshadow anything else. It's just one cohesive unit working together. There's no one single element of the creative aspects that go into putting this thing together that felt like they were kind of better in any way than anything else. It just feels like it works as one kind of family unit. The cinematography, the editing, the set design, the soundtrack, the sound design, it's all there working as one cohesive whole that's making a completely tangible and hypnotic experience. The film consistently employs incredibly creative framing techniques and camera moves that work to build this incredibly unnerving atmosphere. We kind of feel like we're on the outside of this story looking in, and it creates this creepy ass voyeurism that doesn't feel like it's drawing from any known rulebook of this genre. Hereditary is not a traditionally satisfying horror film, and I hope that people understand that going into it. Your standard horror film makes a promise within the first 2 scenes. First, it's going to show you how it's going to scare you, usually with a first kill or first encounter that sets the tone and sets the kind of framework for how the film's approach to horror is going to work. Second, it'll introduce the main character or characters and offer a definitive starting point for kind of where they are at the start of the film, and you'll get some idea of what their trajectory is going to be as the film progresses. There's a narrative question, and in the process of the film answering that question, those characters are going to grow and evolve, and they're going to end up somewhere else where whatever they were missing at the start was filled in. It's kind of like setting up a board game where you don't really know what the outcome of that particular game is going to be, but everyone playing knows the rules, and that kind of limits the amount of outcomes you can have. Hereditary just doesn't do that at all. It's playing Scrabble with chess pieces on a Monopoly board, and it's somehow winning at all 3. It's completely abandoned the way that we understand setup and payoff in a horror movie, using every element it puts into play as a springboard to go in the complete opposite direction of where you're expecting it to. I can't say that there was ever a scene in the film from beginning to end that went the way I expected it to. Does this equate to good storytelling? Truth be told, I don't understand this film enough to give you a definitive answer on that. But what I can tell you is that I was utterly transfixed from start to finish. I was completely magnetized to the screen, and I was at the mercy of Asta from frame 1. Regardless of whether you like the movie or not, I think the undeniable factor is that the director has complete control over the audience, and the way he gains that control is one of the film's most stunning achievements. To kind of dance around explicitly explaining how this works, I'm going to put it this way. The film is sitting in a very captivating neutral before shifting into gear, and we're all expecting it to shift into first and then take off. But Asta slams it into reverse and then backs into an oncoming train. Asta strikes the audience with such horrific force in this moment that I could literally feel the entire energy in the theater just flatten. I've not experienced anything like that for quite some time. Everyone just went, bah! Ah, and just turned to like mush. And all he has to do then is shape us how he sees fit. It is complete control he has from that point. It's utterly brilliant, and a sequence of such stunning design that I think those of us that really appreciate what he's done with it, we're just going to be talking about it for years to come. The thing is though, I can't say for sure how much of this movie actually works. I know that I loved every second of it, but it's kind of hard to evaluate it when the rulebook that I'm kind of used to drawing from has been shredded, burnt, and blown to the wind. There's definite questions to be raised about the film's internal flow of logic, or how much of it we're supposed to understand and how much of it we're supposed to just shut up and absorb. The fact that so much of what the film does seems to come completely out of nowhere is sure to spin a few heads, and it's probably going to cause a bit of anger for some people. But I can't account for that because I kind of fucking loved it. To be honest, on just one viewing, I don't have all the answers. I don't even know if I have any answers at all. But what I do know is that Hereditary is a movie that you should see. You might not like it. It certainly isn't conventionally satisfying, and it's going to make you work hard to figure it all out. But I don't know. I like a challenge. I like a movie that asks me to engage, and this is a movie that does that. I don't even know if the movie gives you a choice to engage or not. It just had complete power over me the entire time. This is a stunningly designed portrait of family suffering that creates something explosive and exciting and unique by exploring the gaps where traditional horror films just don't go. This movie isn't here to make you jump. It's here to make your blood run cold. It's here to tell you that your imagination is the scariest thing, and that ghost that you thought you saw in the corner of your dark room, it's probably real. So that was my review of Hereditary. I dropped the scores off this one. This film just didn't feel like it needed to have a number put on it. No film at all really feels like that. So it's probably going to be something that I drop going forward. I don't sit here and talk about a film for all of that time to just have it boil down to a number at the end. That is not a healthy way to approach evaluating films anymore for me. I can't do it. Hopefully that doesn't cause too much of a riot for you guys. I hope that you understand that decision. So guys, Hereditary, have you seen it yet? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you like this video, of course you did, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already to see more stuff from us. You can also check us out on Twitter and Instagram. And if you feel like supporting this channel, I do this as a full-time thing. You can check out our Patreon and support us there. That is super, super appreciated. People on there are holding this whole thing together right now. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.